Ha.
I can't wait. I gotta see. Whoa!
Oh,
Darth Jar Jar.
OP.
If I thought I couldn't love you more, you just
OP.
proved me wrong. I love P.E.K.K.A. Double Prince. That's what I'm playing right now on the ladder. Such a funny deck. So let's see. We got. I got actually to buff P.E.K.K.A.'s damage. This is less than P.E.K.K.A.
You want to know
does.
something interesting about the P.E.K.K.A. Double Prince deck?
What's that?
Is that I feel like before, when it was considered the OP deck,
Right.
players were actually better equipped to defend against it.
Okay.
So if you think about it, the meta back then was it became OP deck against Hog Cycle a lot of the time.
Yes.
And Hog Cycle ran things like goblins, spear goblins, archers, chumpy units, cannon, right? Very
Right.
cheap chumpy units. And what this allowed you to do with mini P.E.K.K.A., right, is part
Sure.
of Hog Cycle, right? What this allowed you to do was split the prince with sensible cheap cards and spend enough to keep that P.E.K.K.A. walking around in circles for eternal time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You could keep that P.E.K.K.A. just walking around
Sure,
in
sure,
circle,
sure.
chasing the butterfly, so to speak, right? And then you have the cannon there just as a very effective, cheap cost defensive structure that could keep doing DPS while you're running these cards around. Nowadays, guess what? Goblin's not in meta, Spear Goblin's not in meta, Archers are not in the meta, Cannon is not in the meta. Hog Cycle really isn't a thing. So I actually think the current meta decks are not well equipped to handle P.E.K.K.A. Double Prince.
P.E.K.K.A.'s definitely coming back this just in the last few days because P.E.K.K.A. matches up well against Giant, matches up well against Bowler, doesn't get knocked back at all. And actually, people are playing Princes now to counter Bowler and Giant decks, and the P.E.K.K.A. matches up really well against it. So I bet you both ESL-YO and Darth Jar made it this far on the back of beating up all those Giant Bowler decks that we've been watching in some of the earlier rounds.
I bet they imagined they would never have a double P.E.K.K.A. versus P.E.K.K.A. battle here. I bet they'd never run into that. They wouldn't think they would actually, battle almost similar to the same deck.
Yeah,
it's almost the same. It's almost a mirror match.
I'm interested to see how the Lumberjack plays into this because freeze used to be a big element of the OP deck because freeze allowed your huge push to just do infinite damage. Well, rage sort of works as an inverse of that, right? It's going to speed up your side of the battlefield, and perhaps might be the deciding factor.
Interesting RNG there. ESL-YO had the elixir in the opening hand. Darth Jar Jar was +1 for it. He had to cycle 1. So now he's actually 3 elixir down on this double push.
Double. Good.
Nice.
Wow, it's a good freeze there, and I think it allows the Princess probably just to trade.
Nice.
That Prince is not going to hit a tower. So
No, it's not.
They're pretty much back at even, right? I actually don't even think ESL-YO needed to play that Ice Wizard. Oh, no! Big help for Darth Jar Jar there. He didn't need to play it at all.
The health points of the Ice Wizard was nerfed. What is this? Super tough.
That was so low, though. I mean, he had literally like a health left.
Yeah, the fly could have landed on him and it would have died.
Yeah.
The only hit point that matters is the last one.
Yep. Talk about the Musketeers' strength, right?
And now it's a joust.
Oh,
what
that's
is
unfair.
that?
That was cheating.
The suspense is killing me. Every time those princes charge down the lane, it's like a game of chicken. Like, who's going to throw them? I was expecting Darth Jar Jar to run Ice Spirit out there.
Yeah, to soak up the charge damage.
Yeah. The one thing that I think will be really interesting is whenever one of these two players commits to a double Prince push, does the other one drop the P.E.K.K.A. in front of their tower? Because that's really like if these they're split pushing with it, but both Princes 9 elixir in a single lane, a defensive P.E.K.K.A. kills both of them.
Yes.
For a +2 advantage and survives with a little bit of health.
Oh, gets damage on the tower.
It's a good zap to stop this charge.
Yeah.
But
Still
in general,
doing that
he doesn't do too much damage.
That's what I'd like to see to log.
1.7. So what's interesting here too, just as a side note, is where's Bakalol? Now that I'm watching this.
I don't think she think Bakalol played this week. I think he missed it.
Yeah. I think because that split pushing Princes reminds me of
of course.
Bakalol. All right,
Pika on Pika
here
action.
it comes. They're trying to mirror each other, but one has an Ice Wizard, one has a Princess. We are really going back in time.
Yes.
I think this is where we're going to see that Lumberjack come out. You can see Darth Jar Jar building up the world's biggest push, and the last thing to come out is the Lumberjack. And actually, that Prince placement's going to kill the Lumberjack early.
Which is good, because then it's
I don't even know what's going on.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all caught up in there.
P.E.K.K.A. in the
Oh,
back.
wow!
P.E.K.K.A. in the back.
But if your P.E.K.K.A. survived,
The New Age freeze. The OP
and
deck
it does
is
hit.
real.
Now, these guards are going to tie him up, but of course, the Dark Prince will come in shortly after and finish the job.
Now, interesting.
He's probably going to...
Last P.E.K.K.A. wins, I think. This Ice Wizard has taken a good 24 shots, it feels like,
So,
over the last minute or so.
Actually, the big difference is Darth Jar Jar does not have guards. So one of the big things that stopped that push was that P.E.K.K.A. had to push through guards, which absolutely terrible. Guards were just as effective.
There's
as
the
Barbarians.
poison. One hit. Just one hit. Just one hit.
God.
That Ice Wiz is
Wow.
doing it. Oh, that's
That Ice Wizard has earned MVP of the world. Like, that Ice Wizard, that's exact 3 Elixir Ice Wizard. I have to go back and count, probably shot 30 times.
All right. Question for you guys here. Between the two decks, all right, there are two, I'm going to throw out two kind of clickbaity statements here. Princess, weaker legendary than Ice Wizard. Lumberjack, not as OP as people say, because evidently, look at these decks.
oh.
ESL-YO didn't use the Princess and didn't use the Lumberjack and was the one that won that situation.
I mean, I think that might have just been a matchup thing. I think guards are significantly worse this week than they were last week, but for all the reasons that people played the P.E.K.K.A. and the Princes to fight the bowlers, to fight the Lumberjacks, to fight the things that were good against guards, guards is good against that deck,
Yes.
right? So it's like, it kind of came back around, and whoever kept guards in their deck would have been very well positioned against the P.E.K.K.A. Double Prince deck. Darth Jar Jar opts to stick with it for round 2. So again, if this is your first time watching the Super Magical Cup, it's worth mentioning all of our players have to register 2 decks each. Each round, going back to round 1 all the way through the finals, is best of 3, where you have to win with both your decks. So if you win, you have to switch out to your other deck. ESL-YO wins a game with the P.E.K.K.A. Double Prince deck, must switch to his second deck, which is the first time we've seen it, Giant Balloon.
Yeah.
There's a deck that we haven't seen a lot of in
coming
tournament
back.
play recently. I mean, I think when the tournament format first came out, people were really high on Giant Balloon because of its ability to 3-crown. It was pretty fast deck, pretty easy to play.
Was it Errol that used to run it with a level 3
Yeah,
balloon?
Interlol actually won. Yeah, you're right. A Super Magical Cup on the back of Giant Balloon. So we're going to see how it does well. The very heavy ground play of Darth Jar Jar might not go very well against the Giant Balloon. But on the other hand, what is the Giant Balloon deck going to do to stop these insane 3-crown pushes
Yeah,
of
you talk
Darth Jar
about
Jar?
a deck that can one-shot. OP deck is the one deck that really pushed through for a 3-crown.
It almost has a setup for a 3-crown race here.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I think, every single time, especially in season 1, Rumham and I talked about it a lot. There are things, they're kind of meta ideas and gameplay ideas like calling bluffs and like pushing all in and these things that players needed to work on a lot. I think they've gotten better, but one of the things I think players still need to investigate when to go for the 3-crown. I think that's something that players are still kind of not too comfortable with. The game for a long time has always been 1-0 victories, 1-0 or even 2-1s.
And really aggressive right about ESL-YO had the combo in his opening hand. As soon as Darth Jar Jar drops down the Elixir Collector, goes, I know you only have 5 Elixir, right?
Yeah.
And going in on it. The Giant goes down, but the Giant's really not the point in the first place, right? The Giant is the...
That tower might be done.
Yeah, I think 3 shots and it's
Oh!
And Princess doesn't get enough, and the slow King Tower might hit the Elixir Collector too. It
Oh!
does! The King Tower takes about 3 to 5 seconds to actually kind of gear up, get his cannon going, and in that time, the very low health balloon was able to get over there and take out 4 elixir worth of storage. That puts Darth Jar Jar very far behind with only, 45 seconds into the game?
You just got looned.
Wow.
You just got looned. All right, Darth Jar Jar. Now you know what you're up against.
Not a single card in Darth Jar Jar's deck is like the... What do they have? The, counter cards, right?
Yes.
Counter tower. These are things that would be good to counter these balloons with. You have none of them.
Sorry, bro. All right, P.E.K.K.A., Dark Prince. He's
Gonna play
matching.
Giant to counter P.E.K.K.A. That's a new one. I don't know if... I don't like playing the Giant that lane. I think, speaking, we were talking about the 3-crown stuff. Might have been better to do that.
All right, Giant pushing through, makes its way across the bridge, but already at incredibly low health. The Ice Wizard is trying to slow down the P.E.K.K.A. and the Prince, but really that Rage is kind of canceling out that effect. Now finally does the Rage expire, and Ice Wizard is staying strong, but it's about to... Ooh, nice. I like that.
And those guards are just showing up for ESL-YO. Plays them in both lists, so that's... Your 2 decks have to be at least 4 card different. And ESL-YO, even though we talked earlier about how we weren't super confident in guards this week, ESL-YO maintained his confidence and is playing guards in both lists.
Yeah. And really, honestly, right now, all ESL-YO has to do... I mean, he can forever use his Giant as a hit point buffer because he does not need to take down a single tower.
You're right. Maybe that's the plan there. So it's not so much that the Giant is it's a bad matchup against the P.E.K.K.A., but it also buys you a lot of time.
And that's all ESL-YO needs to do right now.
Along with the Ice Wiz to slow everything down,
Look
it's
at this
gonna
push. Oh my god.
The second Giant. And how, this is a question. How are you going to kill the mini P.E.K.K.A.? How are you going to kill the Ice Wizard? The Lumberjack gets in and does a lot of work. Look at how fast he's pumping them axes.
and then you got the barbs here too.
Barbs are going to get one hit by both the P.E.K.K.A. and the Prince there.
Yeah, but he
God,
still
double
has
Ice
guards.
Wizard. Go away.
He still has guards.
Wow.
Wow.
This really shows the value of towers in Clash Royale. Towers are the best troop in the game, right?
Yeah.
They cost you 0.
Yeah.
They do like 100 plus DPS, and they fire infinitely.
Yeah.
So all ESL-YO is doing at this point is just using, you know, the double Ice Wizard, the guards, trying to buy as much time, and really extracting as much free elixir out of his towers as possible.
And did it successfully. ESL-YO 2-0. Goodbye, Darth Jar Jar.
A convincing 2-0 win for ESL-YO, who advances to his second top 4. This might be the week for ESL-YO.
Let's go.
He's
take one
really
down.
gonna make the money. He's really gonna make the money.
Match preview back up. Oops.
We, do you guys remember this conversation where before this tournament we were betting on our tournament gems, our gems in our accounts, right? That's
Ooh, man, somehow I blanked on that one.